Hi guys, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's good. We've got a packed house today. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I kind of wish I hadn't spent the last day playing about 8 hours of computer games, so that'd be a bit more alert. But the positive is I have had 2 coffees today and 3 protein bars, so I should be okay. Kat says, "Hey, how you doing?" And I haven't even put my phone on mute, but now it's on mute. Wally says, I'm excited to see Frimpong. Yeah, me too, 100%. I think he's on the right wing. So it'll be interesting to see that. Summer Winter Champ says, Arsenal signing Kepa is too funny. It is funny. It did make me laugh. We will touch on that again. I don't know what the obsession slash borderline sexual fetish is with ex-Chelsea players when it comes to Arsenal, but it's something that we may need to discuss, or Arsenal may need to discuss with their psychiatrist. Harry says, "Hey, how are you?" Yeah, good. I'm all right. Absolutely battering it with rain again today. So I don't know if you were able to play much football, but I hope you've had a good day so far. Pixel says, "Hey Pixel, how you doing?" I might have been snooping on your letterbox list yesterday of films, trying to get inspiration. I was like, okay, is that one that movie's pretty good, but yeah, hope you're good, hope you're well. We've got Dan in the chat. How you doing, Dan? Hope you're good as well. We were chatting about Ange's sacking earlier today. We've got Ter Stegen's #1 fan, aka Johnny 69. That's probably what Arsenal think of when they think about former Chelsea players. 53, 26, 54 says hello. How you doing, Johnny? Hope you're good. Got Snus in the chat saying 4 Liverpool players in the Dutch squad. That's literally why I wanted to watch this game. It's because it's basically half the Liverpool team. Yeah, it's basically half the Liverpool team. We've got Liverpool's defender, we've got Liverpool's midfielder, we've got Liverpool's right back who is playing right wing, and we've got Liverpool's left winger. So yeah, I'm excited to see that. Snus says Heidi Pixel. I said, hey all, I'm just getting my water, which I've got now. Johnny with the Salah emotes, which I'm loving. Good to see, good to see. Norway destroyed Italy. It was 3-0, I think. Yeah, yesterday. I didn't know that though. I didn't know that Italy's first shot on target was in the 92nd minute. I mean, there's destruction, and then there's that. That's pretty much annihilation. To be fair, if they didn't even get a sniff of the goal in the 90s until the very end. The McAllister emotes are catching on. Good to see. Good to see. Yeah, the Ter Stegen lover is back. We know that you love Ter Stegen, really, Johnny. Bagwell says hi. Pixel says good app, right? Yeah, it's good. I like the layout. I like how everyone's made their own kind of lists and things. I was like comparing like some of the stuff that I've rated really good to what so the app we're talking about, just for context, it's called like Letterboxd, and it's an app where you can sign up and you can kind of rate your movies. So then like your friends can see what movies you liked, and then they can get recommendations. And yeah, it's pretty good. I was shocked, like quite a few movies I've given high scores to, and I was just snooping on what random people have given them. And random people were saying that they were rubbish, and I was like, "What? what are people on about?" So yeah, it's interesting to see the difference in opinion. Match has just started. I'll just set the timer for Liverpool versus. You know what? I'm gonna change the heading. There you go. It's not Finland Netherlands. It's Finland Liverpool. But yeah, I'll put the unless Netherlands lose, then I'll change it back. I'll just set the timer. There we go. No, sadly, no footy today. And the player is all right. Now they're running again. Ah, good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear that they're doing well. Thomas Frank edging closer to Tottenham head coach role. What do people think of that? I think that's I think that's a really weird fit, Thomas Frank. Like for me to deal with Daniel Levy, you've got to have a bit of bite about you. You got to have a bit of aggression about you. I don't know if Thomas Frank is too much of a nice guy, but let's see. We've got Christian, the Inter Milan fan, says "Ciao, dilly ding, dilly dong." How you doing, Christian? Hope you're good. Got Red Rebellion, Liverpool Goals TV says, "How you doing?" Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing? Quite a few good goal compilations that Liverpool Goals TV has uploaded, so definitely kind of check them out. Netherlands will win. I hope so. Considering I've basically anointed, Netherlands as Liverpool in the score on the screen here. I'd hope so. RGB255 says, "I'm back, baby. Good to hear. How you doing? Hope you had a good weekend. P5AM says, "Frank reminds me a lot of Klopp." Yeah, I see what you mean. I think Frank additionally, or should I say Klopp additionally felt like he had a bit of a mean streak, and I don't know if Frank has that, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel like when they're happy, maybe maybe Frank and Klopp are similar, but I feel like when they're angry, they're different. But we'll see. Jenny Thung, great username, says England was embarrassing and pathetic. I didn't even watch it. I didn't even watch it because every time I make the mistake of watching England, I'm like, why did I waste 2 hours of my day? It's just always boring as hell. And I checked the result. It was 1-0, and the kind of commentary afterwards was, it was a turgid display, and England need to do better. And I'm like, I've been reading that for 40 years. I said, you know what? Let's watch Liverpool versus Finland. Johnny says your mood looks off today. Interesting. I'm buzzing today, man. I've had 2 black coffees and a black tea, and I've had 3 protein bars. I'm buzzing today. I'd say my mood was off maybe a few days ago. I was just so tired. In that one. But today I'm feeling quite good. High on sugar and high on caffeine. I saw Sami Hyypiä put a picture of the Finnish stadium. I think he's there watching. Oh, nice. Okay. So the former Liverpool number 4 is watching the current Liverpool number 4. Good to see. Yeah, just to let you know, it's not my real name. Yeah, but it's still like a cool like fake name, if you know what I mean. Jenny Thung. It's like a superhero who doesn't wear much clothing. Like it's a pretty cool name. It's a pretty cool name. Speaking of superheroes, we have Fish here. How are you doing, Fish? Hope you're well. I hope your team of choice, Gornik Zabje, I hope they're doing well. So Fish supports Gornik Zabje, and I've been pronouncing it wrong, and he told me to Google the pronunciation. I hope that's a lot better. Yeah, the Dutch connection. Looking forward to seeing that. Christian says Italy no good. Probably shouldn't say it like that. Spalletti out. Who would you get in instead? Instead of Spalletti? We got Villis. I'm so high on caffeine. I'm jumping forward words and I'm combining them. Villis. We got Villa and Palace in Europa League before GTA 6 and Star Wars 10 and Lewis Cook. I don't know how Lewis Cook goes into that. Like GT. Ooh, is that Gakpo number 10 or is that Memphis? It's Memphis. It feels a bit dirty putting a Memphis goal as Liverpool 1-0 up, but I'll take it. RG255 is doing good. Ooh, Robbie Fowler's being uploaded soon. Very nice, very nice. Looking forward to quite a few left-footed efforts and hopefully not too much snorting of the lines, but a couple of nice little left-footed goals. I think Fowler was aesthetically one of the nicest kind of players to look at. I think 100%. Your mood looks fine to me. Yeah, I'm feeling good today. Like I'm generally feeling good. It was a few days ago. I don't know which one it was, Wednesday, but I was knackered. And even when I was watching it back, I was like, why do I sound so sleepy? I think it was Wednesday. I remember it being Wednesday, but today I'm all right. Today I'm feeling a lot better. I had 4. Johnny is not my real name. Yeah, that's okay. We'll call you Johnny anyway. Not fake name. It's a real name. Well, it's a cool name. It's a cool name either way. I like it. RGB says hello to Fish. Liverpool Goals also says hello to Fish. See Fish, we do appreciate you. Like you do come out with nonsense 99% of the time, but for that 1% of the time, you are very well appreciated. Like this is the shit that you come out with. I don't even know what this means, Fish. Extra classer is over. Daddy didn't win. Like I don't even know what that means, but you're appreciated nonetheless. Apparently Nunes might say, let's hope not. Like, can we all I was gonna say something really mean, but I didn't. I would hope it's just the club like trying to make out that they're not desperate, because I think if the club makes out that they're desperate, he's definitely gonna go. I think if they do that, his value might sink. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Hopefully. When's GTA 6 coming out? I think it was delayed, you know. It was supposed to come out at the end of this year, but I think it's going to be March now. Dan's looking forward to Spain versus Portugal Nations League final tomorrow. Yeah, 100%. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm also looking forward to the third place playoff. I'll see if I've got energy for both of them tomorrow. I hope so. But I'm excited to see France and Germany as well. I think that's a pretty good game as well. Jenny Thong says, I'm going to say the full name every time, by the way. Says, Liverpool's best striker, Robbie Fowler, class. Yeah. Robbie Fowler was different gravy, man. Just how he could finish from the most peculiar kind of angle was crazy. And the fact that he was left-footed just made everything look so much nicer. I don't know why. I'm right-footed, so it's not like I'm biased or anything. But the fact that he was left-footed, and you said it there, could score any type of goal. Yeah, kind of miss having a striker like that. Sonny, aka your best friend Johnny's not here yet, but maybe later. Fish wants to name all viewers and the club that they support. Quite a few Liverpool fans, I think. But there will be some other clubs as well. AM says Saudi won't get him now. Yeah, I saw that. Al Hilal got Osman, didn't they? I think that just happened an hour ago. It was a decent fee as well. I mean, is there a world? Because I think Osman was still Napoli's player. Is there a world where Nunes now goes to Napoli? Because I heard some rumors about Nunes going to Napoli. I mean, part of me thinks like Darwin. You've had 3 years in England and you couldn't learn English. So what hope have you got of learning Italian? So I'd worry for him from a quality of life perspective. But I mean, he could. I guess he could go Italy. I guess he could go Spain. I guess there's other Saudi clubs with a fair amount of money. I'm not too worried about the Darwin's departure / destination yet, because it is still June. If it was a bit later in the window, I'd be really worried. But I think I'm okay for now. Yeah, as Johnny said it there, Nunes is the GOAT for the opposite team. RG255 just wants a quad. I presume that's a quadruple, not a quadricep muscle, or a quad bike. Yes. Darwin Núñez is a rubbish Andy Carroll. People used to say that as a slander thing to him, to kind of make fun of him, but even now I'm thinking that's not harsh enough. You know what I mean? Like, even that's not... Like, Andy Carroll was okay at certain times. So I don't even think that's harsh enough now. ChatGPT said WIRTZ is a trickster, a philosopher, and Núñez is the sacred fool with dynamite shoes. Well, that's very poetic of ChatGPT there. The tricks, yeah, I see it. The trickster, the philosopher, in terms of kind of coming up with new ways of interpreting things. It's maybe maybe ChatGPT is not too bad after all. Ben says Florian Wirtz is coming to Liverpool. Yes, 3 smiley faces. Yeah, it should be. I'm expecting, and again, I don't know anything. I just go on the news. But I'm expecting. When I say I'm expecting, I'm guessing that it's gonna get sorted next week. I'd argue that this week has been a bit of a blocker because of the internationals and so forth. But internationals will be done with on Sunday. The thing is as well, like lawyers and things, they're very expensive on the weekend. So typically we don't always see things on the weekend. But yeah, I'd expect movement on that. Hopefully next week. And then I can stop hearing everyone bloody crying about it on Twitter. God, man. People are like proper kind of losing their minds. AM says the best for him would be La Liga. He knows the language. Si comprende. I know the language as well. Maybe I could go. I don't know the language. I don't even know if that was Spanish. La Liga would be perfect for him. It would be a lot better for him, I think. I think the quality of the league is not as good, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because it'll give him more time and space, and maybe he can use that time and space to learn and improve his game. See, I'm shoving him out, but I'm phrasing it positively. Europa League has the best theme song. I've heard that, Fish. Some people have said that. I think I still prefer the Champions League one because it's got the history in my head from kind of growing up. But I see what you mean. Here's Frimpong. Nice cross, but it's just gone wide. 5-2 today is Johnny's prediction. Well, if we get 7 goals, I think we'd all be loving that. Thank you for clarifying it was a quad bike and not a quadruple. Johnny asks, what do you think I should put as my profile picture? Put Johnny Bravo. Do you remember that cartoon, Johnny Bravo? Or am I showing my age there? A state of group therapy says end the transfer window now. Liverpool have won that already. I'd say it's looking good. It's looking good so far. Like, from my perspective, I don't get like too excited about transfers. I more kind of prefer the games. So like if somebody said to me, what do you want? What's your ideal situation? Like my ideal situation would be we jump forward 1 month and pre-season starts and like everything's already done, if you know what I mean. Like I know why people get excited about transfers. It's like you're unwrapping presents that you don't have to pay for. So I get it. Like I understand it. But like for me personally, I'd rather like we just kind of skip forward a month and we get the players in and then we can watch it. AJ Al thinks it will be done on Tuesday. Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Kyle Lester said, is he though? That's probably something about Darwin, but I can't remember. You'll have to remind me. Johnny says, we're talking Darwin. Yeah, we're talking about kind of where Darwin could go. It was mentioned earlier that Al Hilal have signed Victor Osimhen. So Darwin will likely end up going somewhere else, but we were thinking, okay, where could he end up going kind of thing? Could he go Napoli? Could he go Spain? Could he go somewhere else? Madrid are gonna come back and they take the title of you chicken and chips and kind of coke, like Sassus would say. What title? Is it the takeaway title? The kind of coke? You'd have to tell me what title specifically. That's why Madrid and Barcelona win everything in their league. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's not as competitive a league. I think that would be good for Darwin. It will get his confidence up, and who knows what could happen there. I remember when Andy Cole was supposed to get replaced by Dwight York, and the rest is history. Yeah, I remember when they signed Dwight York from Aston Villa. It was an interesting time back in the day. Yeah, you're right, Johnny. It was kind of twofold. It was kind of number one, where could Darwin Núñez go, and number two, would he be suited there? RG255 doing his best Santa Claus impression there. I think you might need 3 more of those, and I think you might be 6 months early. Never mind. Johnny is an Atleti fan, and I think he'd suit Simeone football. Very nice, very nice. What are your thoughts on Alvarez then? Would you see Núñez partnering? Would you see Núñez partnering Alvarez, or would you see Núñez replacing Alvarez? I presume if you're a fan, you'd want to keep Alvarez and maybe play the two together, or what kind of system would you see them in? Darwin Núñez could go to pub team. He could go to pub team, but would he get into the pub team? That is the question. I'm not convinced he'd start in the pub team, but we can always wait and see. Pedri is the best midfielder of this generation. Well, he's certainly up there. League One is more comparative. Do you mean to the Premier League, or what? Comparative to what? Jenny Thong says, my team next season to get that trophy. Back off you guys, as Man City will be back big time. Yeah, I think you'll be a lot more competitive next season. Rodri should be back, which is a significant boost to any team. And the weird thing is, I know Rodri, he played a few games at the end of this season, but as soon as he's back, you just look so much more assured, you look so much more competitive, so you will be more dangerous. I think you're linked with Reinders as well, who's playing this game. So yeah, Man City will be dangerous next season, no doubt about it. Second Johnny Hi. Oh yeah, we've got 2 Johnnies. There's TikTok Johnny, who supports Atleti, and there's Twitch Johnny. I need to pick a way of distinguishing between you. I could call you Johnny69, but if my neighbors overhear that, they might get a bit concerned. They might think I'm giving out an order, and then they'll get very worried. Johnny says, yeah, Darwin slightly further up than him. All right, so Julian Alvarez is a second striker. I see what you mean. I see the logic. So you're thinking make use of kind of Julian Alvarez's link-up ability, make use of his kind of pressing ability, make use of his passing ability, which is all kind of very good. Whereas Núñez is more kind of playing on the shoulder to make the run in behind. I see the logic. P5AM says, in defense of Núñez/Jota, Slot's formation didn't create chances for the number 9 role last season. Do you reckon? I see what you mean to a certain degree, but I think on the flip side, Salah just having a generational season did create quite a few chances for Núñez at the very least, and he missed them. So is in your kind of interpretation, do you think Slot's formation more kind of wants a deeper striker to kind of come back, whereas Núñez is like an on the shoulder striker, and that doesn't work? Is that how you see it? Jenny Thong says Liverpool's best striker Robbie Fowler's class. Sorry. Yeah, I like Robbie Fowler. Robbie Fowler is good. When I was kind of growing up, that's when he was kind of in the team and kind of coming out the team. That's kind of when I was kind of growing up and watching football. So I do have memories of Fowler. But obviously, like most, you kind of watch things on YouTube and things, and yeah, his finishing was amazing. His celebration was hilarious as well. I can't lie. Fish is a top 9 hottest footballers list. You normally give me a top 10 hottest footballers list, but today you're giving me top 9 for some reason. Okay, number 1 is Sven Botnan. Number 2 is Fish. You know, earlier when I said we appreciate you despite the nonsense that you come out with, this is the nonsense, by the way. 3 is Nine Hog. 4 is Daily Blind. 5 is Rakitic. 6 is Kvaradona. I think for number 7, you might have stepped on a plug or something. 8 is Wissa. 9 Mbuemo. I mean, if that's your list, that's fine. I'm only slightly concerned that I used to be on this list. Like, I was on this list before, and now I'm not on it. I know I'm not a footballer, but slightly offended. Slightly offended. Jenny Thong says, will you be watching World Cup, mate? 100%, 100%. We will be watching that. Club World Cup, I presume. I'm looking forward to it. I was going to say there's nothing else to do. but yeah, we will be. We will. There's been another goal, by the way. Hody Hakpo with a cross to Dumfries, and Dumfries smacks it in. So it's Liverpool 2, Finland 0. If I can figure out how to update the damn score. There we go. 2-0 to Liverpool. 2-0 to Liverpool. Is Fish a football fan? As don't get his message. Yeah, Fish is a football fan. He's watching on so on YouTube I've got like a normal one and a vertical one. So I think Jenny's watching the vertical and I think Fish is watching the normal kind of widescreen one. But yeah, Fish is a football fan. Pretty much, yeah. I don't like to admit it, but I think Fish might be the GOAT. Yeah, I see Alvarez as the long-term Griezmann replacement. Think we just need a 9 as well. Okay. And if you got Darwin, do you think you'd be ready to challenge for and win the league? Or do you think you need one more player? TikTok Johnny once is saying first Johnny. Twitch Johnny is saying Johnny Madrid and Johnny Barker. Johnny Barca, yeah. Johnny B and Johnny M. See, I was going to call one of you Johnny T for Twitch, but of course Twitch and TikTok both begin with T, so I can't do that. Yeah. Johnny Atletico, Johnny Barca, because then it's A and B. It's easier to understand. The Saudi Pro League are steal, as in they're stealing players. They're paying a lot. So I think clubs are happy for them to do that. The best is Chelsea, says hi. How are you doing? The best is Chelsea. Hope you're good. Hope you are well today. Yeah, Johnny Madrid and Johnny Barca. I'll see if I remember that. I don't think I will, but I will try the best. I will try the best. That's all right. I tend to read everything out, provided people are not being too offensive. A little bit offensive is okay, but if you're gonna get me in trouble, then I don't. Okay, says Salam. How you doing? Okay, hope you're well. Hope you're good. Johnny Atletico. See, I remember this time. Says need 2 centre backs, a creative mid, Baena, and a left back as well. Lol. We're nowhere near consistent competing. Okay, so you think kind of additional reinforcements are needed, but that Nunes would be the first part of the puzzle. Fair enough. Fair enough. I see what you mean. See what you mean. Abu says Netherlands lack that striker. I was gonna say keeper, but Flecken should probably do. I've heard that. I was gonna say argument, but I was gonna say I've heard that point. Other people have said that Netherlands, they're just a world-class striker away from being an elite team, and I'd probably agree with that, to be fair. So the second part of your point is you're saying you think they need an amazing keeper too, but Flecken is good enough. I think that's what you're saying. And I agree with you. And I think it helps kind of having Van Dijk in front of them. Like, if you've got Van Dijk in front of you, that'll, you'll take less shots anyway, kind of thing. Fish says, thanks for being called the goat. No worries. But you're a fish, though. A goat is a mammal and a fish is an amphibian. How does that work? The keeper we signed is third choice since I think Yaros ran out of contract. Yeah, what's his name? There's like a youngster we signed today, isn't it? 1.5 million. I won't lie. I watched a YouTube video and I think I knew nothing about him before the YouTube video. And after the YouTube video, I was convinced he's the best thing I've ever seen. So, Josh says, what are your thoughts on Gyökeres? I'll be honest, like, again, I'm not a professional, I'm not a coach, I'm not a scout, I'm not a informed authority by any means, but whenever I watch him, I'm like, I don't see it. What does he excel at? I don't see. I appreciate he scores a lot of goals, but I think that's a flawed metric in that league, because Nunes scored lots of goals in that league, and Nunes is dog crap. So I've not been convinced that Gyökeres, because when I've watched him, I failed to see what he's good at. But equally, I'm not an expert. It's like me trying to give medical advice. You know what I mean? I'm like, based on what I think, I don't see it, but I could be completely wrong. But that's just my opinion. The best is Chelsea says, what's your YouTube? It should be on my profile. On my profile, like at the top, if you click on that, it should be there. Johnny B has revised his score from 5-2 to 5-0. We'll go with that. RG255 says Liverpool are the best team ever. I agree with you there. Fish is the GOAT, but Fish's GOAT is Podolski. Next time I see Podolski, I'll let him know. The best is Chelsea says, why are Liverpool playing Finland? Yeah, it did say Netherlands earlier, but then we were having a discussion about how this is basically half the Liverpool team. So then me thinking that I'm funny, thinking that I'm a bad man, I decided to change it to Liverpool. But I did caveat that with, if Netherlands lose, I'm going to change it back. PG says, Nunes plus 50 million for Alvarez. Let's get it done, please. I'd be happy with that, but is Johnny A in the chat, who's an Atletico fan, is he happy with that? That is the question. Oblak is the top 10 goalkeeper. Yeah, I think Oblak's amazing. When we were kind of in for Alisson back in the day, I kind of more wanted Oblak, to be honest, but it shows why I think we made the right decision, but Oblak is still very good. Abu says, am I right in saying Van Dijk and Gravenberch are not available for the first game next season? Gravenberch isn't, because he was an idiot. Even though he's my favourite player, he was an idiot and he got himself sent off. So he has a suspension on the first game of the season. Van Dijk should be, unless I've missed something. You'll have to tell me. But as far as I'm aware, it's just Gravenberch. Johnny says, Fish is the goat of the ocean. Indeed, he is. Jay Curtis says, thoughts on Sunderland next season. I think Sunderland. I hope they do well. I mean, I hope they do well. Number one, because it will annoy Newcastle, and number two, if Sunderland do well, then that increases the likelihood of Man United getting relegated. So yeah, today we feel Sunderland. Leon Andre says 3-1, 3-2. That's your prediction for today. 3-1 I could see. 3-1 I could see. I'm not sure Finland will get 2, but if that's what you feel, let's see how it goes. 50 million plus Nunes. Let's go get Alvarez. I think I would love that, but I think they might play hardball over Alvarez. Gyökeres has 80 GA this season. I hear that, but is it 80? 80 is absolutely insane. But even if it is, like, I'm just mentally scarred. I'm just mentally scarred from Nunes to the point where, like, I just don't want another player from that league. Abu says, tactics-wise, I think Liverpool could sign a false 9 if they can, as Gravenberch and Szoboszlai drop deeper. They could. The only kind of concern I'd have with that is if they're signing WIRTZ, then WIRTZ kind of plays in that same box where the false 9 would drop back into. So, like, I wouldn't want the false 9 and WIRTZ getting in each other's way. I don't know if I'm oversimplifying it, but just me and my tiny brain, that's kind of how I'm thinking of it. Fish says, thoughts on Ohio State. Is that like a football team? Or not like an American sports thing? I don't really follow any American sports. I don't know. I don't know if UFC would count, but I don't really follow like American football or anything, if that's what that is. Johnny B says, do you know about the LFC car incident? Yeah, it was crazy. The guy, they found the guy. I don't know if he's been sentenced, but he has been in court. I think Wolves should sign Diego Moreira to replace Aït-Nouri. He's done good at Strasbourg. He'd be an option. He'd definitely be an option. They'd probably save a bit of money as well, because I think they're getting like 40 odd million for Aït-Nouri. So it should give them a bit. It should give them a bit of money to spare as well. What's this search RSPCA thing about? I don't get it. Isn't that like the organization for like protection of animals? That kind of thing. Fish is typing something in Polish. I have absolutely no idea what that means. But I'll pretend it's a positive thing. Ohio is a state in USA. I know that. But it was more like whenever people say Ohio State, I'm like, do you mean like Ohio State football or like baseball or something? I've never been to the state of Ohio myself. Thoughts on the Nations League final tomorrow? I think Spain might edge it. Yeah, I think Spain will do it. They've got that way of winning, haven't they? They in terms of kind of getting results out of the bag. And I think especially with kind of Yamal up front, they're kind of constantly a danger. So yeah, I think Spain will probably do it as well, to be fair. Fish says name five Newcastle players. As in current players or players of any time, or can we mix it up a bit? If we mix it up a bit, Alan Shearer, Michael Owen, Titus Bramble, Sven Botman, Callum Wilson, Isaac, Gordon. Easy. Yeah, I noticed that. Abu saying, I used to like Yamal, but he's getting too good. That kind of swag, I think. I hate him now. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, I've noticed that. He's a bit more kind of laid back now. A bit more, kind of arms folded, like, yeah, man, look at my blonde hair. My blonde hair's sick. Yeah, he's getting a bit I want to say cocky. Maybe that's putting it a bit much. But I understand. I understand what you mean. Here's Frimpong and saved. User 5580158749216 says thoughts on Shirky. Good player. Good player. Good player. Available for cheap. He's pretty young. I think he'll make most teams stronger. He's rumored to go to Man City now, and like the thing is, his rumored fee of in the £20 million range is like that's so cheap. It's not even a risk, so you might as well do it. But yeah, AFC Dave says England were horrible today. Yeah, I heard. I deliberately didn't watch it because every time I watch that turgid dog crap team play, I regret it. I always feel like I've wasted 2 hours of my day. Why have I watched it? So today I said, you know what? I'm gonna play some computer games and then I'm gonna have a shower and then I'm gonna do the Finland Liverpool game. I just refuse to watch it because I said, you know what? It's gonna be the same boring nonsense it has been for the last 20 years. Oh, pass it sideways, pass it backwards. And then you know what? We'll probably get a goal and then the media will say, oh, yeah. Like, we'll act like it's, it's a big deal. And I'm like, I just can't do this anymore. It was even, I think it was even on for free as well, on TV for free. I was like, I'm not wasting my time. Albert7 says, bro, need to watch Serbia Albania. It's not football, it's MMA. Why are they like killing each other? I might need to check that up. I think as a backup at option, we could go for Goncalo Ramos. It'd be a decent option. Will you do Nations League finals stream? I shall. Looking forward to it. Portugal versus Spain. There's a chance I'll also do the one in the morning as well. I say morning. I hope I don't wake up super late. Also want to do France, Germany, hopefully as well tomorrow. Ooh, good question. P5AM saying, which decade had the most different teams who won the league title? Is that league as in Premier League or league as in league title? I'm just going to put something crazy out there, like 2010. As in 2010 to 2020. Because you had Man City won it. Leicester won it. I don't know if Arsenal won it. I think Man United might have won the last one then. God knows they ain't touched anything since. So that's the one that I'd go for. A 1-1 football show says we were rubbish. To be fair, not our main squad, but that was awful. What was rubbish about it? Because again, I didn't see it. I refused to watch it because I said I'm gonna watch the Finland-Netherlands game, aka the Finland-Liverpool game. What about it was awful? Was it the style of play? Was it the effort of the players? Was it slow? Was it boring? That's what I imagine. That's the thing, AFC Dave. Saying, imagine that against teams like Argentina, we're getting destroyed. I mean, that's what happens every tournament. And this is what kind of irritates me to a certain degree, that they'll do these matches against like Albania and San Marino and the chip shop and the pizza shop, and like Harry Kane will score 5 goals and be like, yeah. And then come tournament, come up against France, come up against, an Argentina for argument's sake, or even a Croatia, and it's a completely different thing. It's like in the practice run. See, this is what I don't get. Like in the practice run, they play like San Marino, and that's like, say, lifting like 10. It's like lifting 10 kg. But then in the exam, Argentina, you're not lifting 10 kg, you're lifting 100 kg. So then you can't do it because you've been lifting 10 kg for the last 4 years. This is what I don't understand. I just really don't understand. Abu is off. Take care, Abu. Hope you have a nice evening. A lot of people are saying 2010. Abed Mirza also saying 2010. That was my guess as well. That was my guess as well. Because we had Man City, right? Leicester, Man United. Probably someone else I was forgetting. Arsenal? Nah. Must have been someone else. Johnny says, how old are you? Interesting question. How old do you think I am? I'd be curious to see what you think. I have just had a shower and I have moisturized my skin, so I might look a bit younger. To be fair, it's because I shaved. All variants. Oh god, all variants. P5AM is making this harder. I'm just gonna pick something out of the air. 1940s. For some reason, 1940s came to my head. But please tell us what the answer is. TikTok is saying some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience. I didn't do that. TikTok did that. So I don't even know what that is. Senegal on Tuesday will be Tuchel's first hard game. They're actually decent and don't play a low block. Yeah, they're gonna come at England, aren't they? I might have to see like who else is playing on Tuesday. Is England? Oh yeah, England's at 7:45, the same time as Netherlands. Yeah, that will be tougher. That will be tougher. La Ardaliza Usata da Princip says, scream down the mic as loud as you can. I mean, if I did that, my neighbors might be quite concerned if I did that, to be fair. I'm trying to be a nice neighbor. I only scream when I'm playing computer games and I'm losing. And it's never my fault. Of course, it's the computer's fault, but you know what I mean. Which team won the Champions League? When I was born, there was no Champions League then. I mean, there was European Cup, which should give you a hint. But I'm curious. I ain't gonna tell you because you have to guess. But I'm just googling it out of curiosity. Oh, weird. Okay. Didn't know that. AFC Dave says Chelsea. You think I'm 56? What the F? What the F? Do you honestly think that I'm 56? What the hell? I wasn't expecting 56. Jesus Christ. 56? 56? That's so bad. Oh my god. I was not expecting 56. I don't know. I don't know whether to be offended or complimented. Who's Michi Batshuyi? I'm pronouncing that wrong. He's a striker. Andy Robertson. It's good to have Liverpool's left back in the chat saying, what was the England score? I believe it was 1-0. 1-0 win. I think Harry Kane got a goal. But everyone's saying it was a boring-ass match. 1960s had 8 different league title winning teams. That's crazy. So pretty much every single year it was someone different. Pretty much. Close enough. That's crazy. Hamburg. Nope, not Hamburg. You won't get it. It's a Dutch team. I just googled it. It's a Dutch team. Crazy. In the 2020s, only Man City and Liverpool have won the title. Yeah, I knew that one. Pretty crazy, isn't it? Ehsan says, Salam bro, do you think Dembele wins the Ballon d'Or after Lamine knocked him out? When you said knocked him out, like I was like thinking like he literally like knocked him out, like punched him in the face. where's like all this Yamal like Ballon d'Or stuff come from? Because like during the season, hasn't it been like Salah or Dembele or Rafinha? And like Yamal in the last week or so has inserted himself into proceedings. I think it's a possibility, and unfortunately, I think if they win the Nations League, and that's Spain specifically, it would strengthen Yamal's argument. I think the other problem with the Ballon d'Or, it feels like a competition that's very prone to kind of recency bias. So I think a lot of people are forgetting what Salah did, but it is what it is. Johnny says, I think you're older than 56, and Fish thinks that I'm 79. Wow, 79. This makes me worried what I'll actually look like if and when I'm actually 79. PSV, Andy Robertson's got it. That's correct. Andy Robertson's got it. Our left back has guessed correctly. I had some Arsenal fans telling me Arteta's better than Wenger. Some about fan base. Better than Wenger, like in what way? Based on what metric? Like Wenger's the best manager Arsenal have had in recent times, and you could potentially even say ever. No, for me, kind of Wenger was kind of leagues ahead of Arteta. What I liked about Wenger the most is how he'd buy like random French players for like £10. Yeah. And then he'd turn them into like the best player ever. Like, you know what I mean? Like he'd get, and this is a compliment, he'd get players on the cheap and then they would outplay like the superstars. That's what I'd always kind of admired. For me though, it's Dembele, as he was the only one doing things. Fair enough. Who will be the next team to win the title after Liverpool and Man City? It'll be Newcastle, I think. It'll be Newcastle. I think it will be the Geordies. We're going to win the title, like! We're going to win it, man! Fucking hell, Geordie accent makes me hurt my ribs. So maybe I am 56. I'm not. I think it'll be Newcastle. I think Newcastle are dangerous, man. Newcastle, there's not many things that scare me. But two things that scare me are heights and playing against Newcastle. Their attack, of course, is very good. Their midfield is very, very good. Tonali, Joe Linton, Bruno, that's very good midfield. The defense could use a bit of work, but it's not like they're short of cash. I'd go out on a limb and say Newcastle. Aston says, I think PSG will win Club World Cup, but Dembele might be out due to a minor knock. I hear you. I'm excited to see it either way. Should be interesting. Johnny now thinks I'm 140. You're getting closer. No, you're not getting closer. P5AM says, who's going to win the Premier League next season? I mean, you can see the logo of the team who's going to win it next season if you look very closely. So Hale Sheikh says Arteta is currently better than Wenger. He's outdated now. Oh, so I see. So you're saying like from a. So is your argument more if you put Wenger in a team in 2025 he wouldn't do as well? Is that kind of the logic? I understand where the logic is coming from, but equally I'm not convinced the bar for Arteta is that high, if you know what I mean. Like I don't think Wenger would do as well today as he did 20 years ago, but it's tough to say if he'd be better than Arteta or not. RG255 says, I'm leaving now. No worries. Take care. Have a nice evening. Johnny B says, you are a grandpa. Man City next season. Do you reckon Man City next season? It's possible. I think it will be harder for Liverpool next season. I think it's always harder to retain a title than it is to win it the first time. And I think teams will be a bit more wary of Liverpool next season. And it looks like Liverpool are going to kind of undergo significant change in their team, i.e. they're going to buy a lot of players. There's no guarantee that that will work immediately in the first year. It could do, but just speaking realistically. So if you say Man City, I understand the logic behind it. I'd say the kind of downside to that is what is the core reason that they underperformed this year, and is that reason still going to be present next year? That's the only thing. Dot, aka full stop, says City team looking okay with their singing now, to be honest. All right, so you're saying from like an atmosphere perspective, things are a bit better now. That's positive at least. That's a positive at least. P5am says I can see Liverpool and City winning the title for the next 5 years. Yeah, so it would be a repetition of the previous 5 years. So the previous 5 years repeated. Would that be 3 for City again and 2 for Liverpool? Or would it be 4 and 1? Who knows? I've just got a weird feeling about Newcastle. I think Newcastle are like a elite defender or two away from really, really challenging. Because I think they're really that good. Alexan says, Uzbekistan, Dan Solamla. I'm with you on that, mate. I'm 100% with you on that. Like, I wasn't sure if I was with you, but then when I thought about it, I was like, yeah. I mean, I don't know what it means, but I'm with you. Johnny says, Liverpool are better than City this season. Yeah, well, obviously. That's what the the league table represents. I guess the question is, will they be better next season? Liverpool are going to strengthen, Man City are going to strengthen, but it will be a bit of a role reversal because suddenly Man City will be, I don't want to say the underdogs, but Man City will be doing the hunting and Liverpool will be the hunted next year. And how is that going to affect things? We'll have to wait and see. Johnny B says, do you like the international break? In general, no. In general, I hate it. In general, I despise it. In general, I think it's the worst thing ever. But right now, we have nothing else. if you know what I mean. Like, if this was, when it's in the middle of the Premier League season, then it's annoying. But the season's over now, so it's either this or nothing. So I'm like, yeah. We might as well watch it and see if it's any good. They're just showing the replays and stuff at the moment because it's on half time. Good assist by Gakpo, to be fair. Red121 Slayer says, You Reds indeed. How are you doing? Hope you're good. Hope you are well. Johnny says Gyökeres is going to Man United. Is that confirmed now? Like, I thought they were getting Cunha. So are they getting Cunha and Gyökeres? So are they going to play 2 up top? Like, what's Amorim doing? And again, I don't want to sound overly critical, but what's the plan? Like, they're just signing like random quote-unquote good players on FIFA again. This is the mistake that they've made every single year. And they just seem to be doing that again. They need a midfielder because they play this strange tactic where they only have 2 in midfield. And the ones that they got are not particularly athletic. Casemiro ain't athletic anymore. Mainu is not athletic. Ugarte is okay from an athletics perspective, but he can't pass. So I think they really need a midfielder. Johnny says timer. That's a good point you make there. Set that back to 45. Not being 17. Oh, so you think United won't be just above the relegation zone next season? I mean, if they finish 10th, that would be an improvement. Good for them. Be happy for them. Yeah, they're just showing the replays over and over and over again. Martin David says, typical delusion Liverpool fan. If United sign Mbeumo, Gyökeres and Cunha, we will be a force. Do you reckon though? Because all three are strikers, so you're still gonna leak goals like a pipe with a giant hole in it, right? That's the problem. Now, if you had said, delusional Liverpool fan, we're gonna sign a defender and we're gonna sign a midfielder and we're gonna sign a keeper who's not complete shite, because let's be honest, your keeper is complete shite. If you said that, I'd be like, okay, now you might be competitive, but you still got Onana in goal. Onana can't save anything. Onana can't even save money. He's got £0 in his bank account because he just drops it every single time. You need to sign a goalkeeper. That should be the priority. You need to sign a defender. You need to sign at least 2 midfielders, because Portuguese wonder kid manager has just got 2 midfielders there, and Casemiro's too old to do that. Mainu's too slow to do that. Chucking 3 strikers in ain't gonna really improve things. It might get you up to 10th, but you really need to focus on multiple areas of the team, not just striker. I'm just being honest. Like, it ain't gonna make much difference. It ain't gonna make much difference if Onana, the clown, still keeps on kind of getting beat at his front post. It's gonna make absolutely no difference. Johnny says, poor Finland. Yeah, I feel a bit sorry for Finland, to be fair. Lucas says, yeah, mate, United would be a force in the championship. They would. I think they'd definitely be a force, and I think if they try really hard, I think they could potentially get back via the playoffs. Johnny says, I'm a bar. It's good to hear that you're a bar. That's very good to hear that you're a bar. We didn't leak goals last year. We just couldn't score. Well, they're two sides of the same coin in some ways. I think you did kind of let in a lot of goals. And I think the fact additionally is Onana can't be relied on. Even your defenders, you can tell your defenders kind of don't have any confidence in him. That's something that needs to be... And I think you probably will rectify it. But I think that's something that they perhaps need to kind of rectify. Matty says, Man United are washed. They are washed. And I don't really understand like the logic and the delusion to say, we're going to sign 3 players and we're suddenly going to be a force. You're not. You're really not. Like, Liverpool are better than you. Man City are better than you. Newcastle are better than you. Villa are better than you. Arsenal are better than you. Chelsea are better than you. Like, just set like reasonable expectations. And again, I'm not taking the mick. Like, just set reasonable expectations. Say, look, if we sign a goalkeeper, we sign a defender, and it's Amarim's second. And if Amarim doesn't get fired, we can perhaps, perhaps get into the top half and perhaps challenge for a European place. But you set yourself up for delusion every single year, as you've been doing for the last 10 years, where you say, we're going to get Jadon Sancho, we're going to win the league. No, you're not. We're going to get Anthony, we're going to win the league. No, you're not. You know, we're going to get Onana, we're going to win the league. No, you're not. We're buying Højlund, he's just like Haaland. He isn't. Like, have reasonable expectations. Onana kept 9 clean sheets, Alisson kept 10. Alisson was also injured for a significant portion of the season, and you can't keep clean sheets if you're kind of injured. Up and Job. Is that a good last month song? A very good song, that is. Says United fans are so deluded. I don't understand it. Like, you're right, but it's like, why is their expectation always we'll buy a few strikers and suddenly it will fix everything? It won't fix everything. It won't. It might make certain things better, but you don't buy 3 players and then jump up 16 positions. It just doesn't happen. Mazen says, well done for your second trophy in 30 years. Well done for no trophy in 20 years. I mean, you're reaching that same point very, 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 very swiftly. Are you not worried that you might reach 30 years with nothing and then 40 years with nothing? I'd be a bit concerned. They aren't the same. We need to improve your attack. You do need to improve your attack, but the point that I'm making is that you also need to improve your defense, and you also need to get rid of that useless keeper. Like, I'm trying to help you. Everyone laughs at your goalkeeper. He is horrendous. How many matches do you want that guy to screw up? Like, I'm literally trying to help you, saying that should be the priority. Sort out the goalkeeper, get rid of that clown Onana, get a proper defender, and get some proper midfielders. You literally have a granddad in Casemiro in midfield, and you're paying him 350 grand a week. That should be the priority. Ship Casemiro out, hopefully to Saudi, get a decent chunk in, and buy some kind of young midfielders. There's no point having strikers if your midfielders are like 40 years old and you can't get the ball to them. Like, it's a very simple concept, but for some reason, Man United fans don't understand it. Liverpool fans understand it. Chelsea fans understand it. Arsenal fans understand it. Even Tottenham fans understand it. Like, I don't understand. Like, people are literally trying to help you, but it's just like, it's like people are trying to give you the medicine and you're just refusing to have the medicine. Lucas says, United fans must not watch their own games. The results were bad, but the performances were worse. Yeah, you're right. I watched the games because I wanted a laugh. And trust me, some of the performances were awful. Half of their problem is Amorim plays this weird-ass formation where he thinks he can just have 2 midfielders. That might work in Portugal, but that doesn't work in England. So with Man United's formation, there's like a giant hole in the bloody middle, and I'm like, you need to sort that out. Casemiro can't do the job of 1.5 players because you don't have the legs for it anymore. Martin says, we are hardly a bottom half team. Dude, you finished like 16th. That's not even bottom half. That's relegation form. Again, I'm trying to help you. You finished, was it like 16th or something? Like, bottom half is like 11th, 12th. Like, if you were 11th, 12th, I'd be like, okay, you were borderline. You're 16th? What was it, 16th, 17th, something like that? Like, that is terrible. That is awful. And again, people are trying to help you, but you're just deluding yourself to saying everything's fine. It's not. It's really not fine for you. And this is purely on the pitch stuff. Don't get me started off the pitch stuff. Like, literally like firing people who have worked there for 30 years. For what? To save a bit of money? You do stuff like that, it completely poisons everything that's kind of happening in the club. Players will look at that. Even your players will say, even Amorim was saying, you know what your owners are doing is crazy. I'm going to pay to take the staff to the final. And even Bruno Fernandes said, you know what? I'm going to pay out of my own pocket because this is not right. Like what's happening off the pitch is somehow even worse than what's happening on the pitch. Harry says, do you actually think we'll get WIRTZ over the line? Don't want another Caicedo experience. I think we will. I think there's been a delay to a certain degree because of the Nations League. And I think WIRTZ is probably playing again tomorrow. But I think after that, I think next week you should see things kind of proceed swiftly. Isaac says, Martin, you finished outside the top 7 2 seasons in a row. How does that work? Exactly. Dude, again, you're saying, I agree we aren't quite as good as Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, but we aren't far behind the others. You are. You're significantly far behind the others. That's something that Newcastle would say. That's something that Aston Villa would say. Saying we're not far behind. You couldn't be much further behind, because if you were slightly more behind, you'd be in the league below. Like, what are you talking about? Are you like trolling? You must be trolling. You can't actually believe this. That if you're acting like you were 7th or 8th, you finished 16th or some nonsense like that. You are significantly further behind. And like, I feel really bad for you that you don't see it, because people are trying to help you and say, look, sort your goalkeeper out, sort your midfield out first. Because here's the other side of the coin. If you sort out the strikers are like the cherry on top of the cake, right? But your flour and your dough is still raw. So you're going to have these expensive strikers standing up there at the top with nobody to supply them. And you know what's going to happen? After a year, their attitude is going to sink down as well. Their attitude's going to sink like every player that you've bought. After a year, they're going to be moping around the field and saying, oh, why did I come here? You almost need to build from the bottom up. So like you sort out the flour of the cake first, then you sort out the sugar, then you put the icing on top. Man United are just starting with the icing on top because that's the sexy thing to do, but the same thing is going to happen again. The exact same thing is going to happen again. Yeah, Onana can't keep a clean anything. Exactly. Isaac understands what I mean. Like, they're significantly far behind Chelsea, significantly far behind Nottingham Forest, significantly far behind all kind of those teams. Villa. Dude, you're saying Onana had the Golden Glove in Europe the season we signed him. So what? That metric has no relevance anymore. That metric has no relevance anymore, because when you put him in your team, he's trash. That's like us saying Nunes scored a bazillion goals when we bought him. Let's keep him. That's not how it works. These metrics are merely an indicator of how the player will perform when you get them in. But then when you get them in, if they're rubbish, how they did 5 years ago in a different team has very little importance. Like, you've seen the evidence. He's trash. And again, people are trying to help. United are poster boys, said Khalid. Man United need Park Ji-sun 2.0. Yeah, like a cultured signing who's perhaps kind of not too expensive, but is kind of technically like quite sound, kind of that sort of thing. United barbecue cancelled. Yeah, it's just kind of extremely kind of disrespectful to kind of the staff, if you know what I mean. Like, I think kind of any successful club, kind of any successful organization, you treat the people at the bottom with the same respect that you treat the people at the top. But these owners that they have, they're treating the guys at the bottom like absolute rubbish. And when you do that, all that does is that creates negativity, because Fernandes is looking at that and he's saying, I don't feel right about that. I will pay for them out of my own pocket. Ruben Amorim has just come over from Portugal. He's like, you know what? I don't feel right about that. I'll pay for that out of my own pocket. So this is why they don't just have problems on the pitch. They have problems off the pitch as well. Hello, CR. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Martin says, it's not as simple as that. There are things like financial fair play. I hear you. I agree with you. But that's why kind of I was saying, perhaps the priority shouldn't be to sign multiple strikers. Perhaps get one striker and one goalkeeper and one midfielder, for example. So the kind of argument I was making is they're going for all the sexy kind of striker signings, but what about Onana? He's still got a face like a smacked ass. He's not sexy at all. What about Casemiro? He's still too slow. He's still too expensive. I think they need to sort out kind of the other areas. I do think things will improve. I do think things will improve in terms of. I actually like quite like Amarim as a person. I think he comes across very well. I think he's quite likable. I think he's good tactically. He's good with young players. I just like to see him sort out the goalkeeper, because I think that guy's useless. Genuinely thinks he's useless. Johnny says, where is Sonny? Not around at the moment, but might be around later. J29841 says, are you Mo Salah? I am. Just don't ask me to take my shirt off because I'm not quite as ripped as him. But I am. You've caught me out. What can I say? Just don't tell anyone. And then we'll be cool. Johnny says, my coach let me take a free kick and it was a match winner. I scored it. Very nice. What kind of free kick was it? Did you curl it in? Did you go kind of top corner? Did you go under the wall? How did you finish it? It's like how Rashford is at Villa compared to United. Yeah, I hear you. I think, unfortunately, I don't think their problems are just on the pitch. They're also off the pitch. I don't know what the solution is to the problems off the pitch, to be honest. Because it's not like you can very easily get new owners. It's probably like a deeper discussion. Like, I think Ineos are kind of doing that because they want to be seen to be making cost savings, even though those savings are perhaps not really gonna realize much return. I think that's why they're doing it, but I find it a bit weird. Ron Boggings says he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy and a terrible manager. Potentially. From my perspective, like, it feels weird saying it, but like I think he comes across quite well. When they had like Ten Hag before, who was like the personality of like a wet paper towel, I'm like, it's Amarim guy. Like he seems like a decent man. Like, and I know that's not purely a football thing, but I think you know what I mean. Like, I don't hate the guy. I actually quite like the guy, which is weird to say about a Man United manager. But with respect to his kind of management capability, it will be interesting to see what he does when he has a full preseason. Because I do think he kind of came into like a dumpster fire. Oh, here's Memphis. Saved. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with a full preseason. I think the right thing to do is to give him a bit of time, and they are doing that. So let's see what happens. United need to start signing players who are almost world class, like Mbeumo, who they are signing. Yeah, I think that's the right approach. Where I'd perhaps have slight reservation is that Mbeumo is asking for 250k a week, which is kind of crazy money. But in terms of the type of signings that those kind of clubs kind of should be targeting, I think players who are not quite world class but are a step below, and through coaching can kind of reach that level, I think that's the right thing to do. If the rumors about 250k a week are true, that's crazy. But if they can get him on a good deal, I think he's a solid signing. I think he's a quality player. Then in Premier League established relegation fight. So we're gonna bring in Big Sam as well whilst we're at it. Get Sean Dyche, mate. Ron Boggings says the thing most Man United fans are missing is the main thing they need is a manager. Yeah. I still have a degree of faith in Amarim, to be fair. I don't know if it's because I like the guy, but I want to see what he does with a full preseason. Johnny says, show your hairline. Nothing much to see. Nothing much left anymore. Around the wall free kick. You should be playing professional football if you're curling things in around the wall from around the wall from 25 yards. Encrypted, nice username. So what are the chances qualifying for the World Cup? Currently they are second in the table, but still early. In terms of Finland, I mean, Finland are not playing too well here, to be honest. They're kind of getting dominated, and Netherlands have kind of taken their foot off the gas in terms of the group. I can have a quick look for you. One second. Where are they? I mean, I presume... Why it's not fucking coming up? There you go. SOS. Technical difficulties. So Poland are ahead of them with 6 points, which you probably can't see. But yeah, Poland are on 6. Finland are on 4. Netherlands have only played 1 and they're on 3. I mean, it's gonna be tough. I presume 2 and 3 are in playoffs. So I think Finland could get into playoffs against Poland, and then it's still gonna be tough, to be fair. Tough break. Ron Bogging says Ten Hag has the same squad, top 6 and winning trophies. I hear you with that. Dayan says Jamie Gittins to Chelsea. Nice. Chelsea said, we don't want to play with Sancho anymore. We want the new fancy version of Sancho. We don't want the old one anymore. I hear you with that. Eddie Howe came into a bigger dumpster fire and started winning immediately. I perhaps wouldn't say bigger dumpster fire, but also a dumpster fire. I think let them give Amorim like a full preseason and let him buy his own players as well. You can tell kind of which players that he doesn't like, and then let them see. Prince Benjamin said no, he's not. Watch it be like 150. Is this Mbeumo? I think if they get Mbeumo on 150, that's a very good deal. I think that's a very good deal, because I think Mbeumo, quality player. He's going to be hungry to kind of go up to the kind of next level. If they get him on 150, that's fair play. That's well played. Caleb says, has WIRTZ signed yet? Not yet. Hopefully it happens next week, Caleb. After WIRTZ is back. WIRTZ should be playing tomorrow against France. But then after tomorrow, kind of WIRTZ's season is over and done with. And then hopefully... and then hopefully this deal is sorted. Johnny says, I unfortunately cannot. 17 is too old and I'm not Jamie Vardy. You never know. You could be a late bloomer. When you do make it to the Premiership, do remember us for bigging you up and all that. Miles says, is the Netherlands game a friendly or a tournament? It's a World Cup qualifier. So qualifier for a tournament. I mean, they're playing pretty well, to be fair. I think they've got this game wrapped up. Miles says, would you sell Luis Diaz or keep? It depends. So with respect to the Luis Diaz situation, he's got 2 years left on his contract. And I think they need to sort out the situation this year. Because if you leave it to next year, you have another Trent situation where he's only got 1 year left. So I think you need to sort it out this year and just say to the guy, look, here's the best contract we can give you. Okay, I wouldn't say the best contract, but here's a decent contract we can give you. This is the best we can offer you. And if you don't want to do it, then we sell. I've explained that terribly, but in my defense, it's quite late. But you know what I mean. I would offer him a contract, but if he doesn't want to sign, then sell this summer. Yeah, Dejan's mentioned it there. It's a World Cup qualifier. Miles P97, Ronnie Pickering. Who? Ronnie Pickering. Okay, I see. And I'm not strong enough. Just hit the gym, innit? Hit the gym. Don't hit the steroids, but hit the gym. Bench press, shoulder press, bit of deadlifting, and then yeah, you'll be battering them all the way. Jake LFC says, when do you think we get Here We Go for WIRTZ? I think it will be next week. What I presume is happening is WIRTZ is currently at the Nations League. But tomorrow is WIRTZ's last game of the season, and then he's going to go on holiday. So I think it will be sorted then. I don't know if he's going to go on holiday first or do his medical first. If he goes on holiday first and then does his medical later, it might be a slightly longer delay. But I'm hoping next week. Because pre-season starts on the 13th of July. And I think Liverpool want to get stuff sorted as soon as possible. So I'm hoping next week. Dayan says, tomorrow, Portugal versus Spain predictions. I think it'll be 2-0 Spain, to be honest with you. Spain have got this weird juju. They've got this weird, juju where, they just crank out results and they perform very highly in finals. So I reckon they'll get a 2-0 win. I mean, I wouldn't bet the house on it, but that's what I'd predict. RB20 says Chelsea getting business done. Yeah, I mean they're being efficient. It's the right way of kind of doing things. Like get your business done early, so that your new players can have a full pre-season. Because whenever kind of players come in late, then you always hear I don't want to call it an excuse, but you always hear the excuse of, oh, the so-and-so player has not had a full pre-season, therefore so-and-so player sucks. But it looks like Chelsea are being efficient. I think they also bought some players, I think, earlier in the season. I think someone from Portugal, like a midfielder or something, so they should be turning up day one as well. So yeah, I think this is the way the world is going. To a certain degree, spend all year kind of scouting players and sorting out your deals, and then get your deals done early. Yeah, that was it. Estevao. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I think that's the way that the efficient clubs are kind of operating now. Hopefully, the kind of impact of that is that everyone gets excited about deadline. There will be no deadline day anymore, but that's the downside. Dayan says Yamal hat-trick. What you reckon? I reckon he'll get at least one goal. He'll get at least one goal. If he gets a hat-trick, that will be pretty crazy. That's gonna increase the Ballon d'Or shots, no doubt. But I reckon he'll get at least one. Hoping to see Ekitike and Mannion over the line, then it's a great window. Maybe a centre back. So I presume you're a Chelsea fan. So you've sold Kepa today to Arsenal. Would Mannion? I presume he'd come in as a starting goalkeeper. Would he come in as a starting goalkeeper? Therefore, it'd be good. Ekitike is someone that is very well. What's the word? Very highly thought of. So quite often when I watch Chelsea, I often feel like they just need a killer striker. I mean, so if they can add Ekitike to the mix, they will be dangerous, I think. Isugo, yeah, and Estevao, both from Sporting. Yeah, that was it. I was thinking for some reason I had Portugal in my head, but yeah, that was it. Career Mode says, remember I said come on you Spurs, and I was right. You were right. It's also Saturday, so if you could let me know the lottery numbers. That'd be good. But yeah, no, you were right. You were correct. Good for Spurs, I say. Good for them. Good for them. I can't believe that they've sacked Ange though. I'm like, mate, sacked Ange, mate. Sacked him, mate. Played the high line. Won a fucking trophy, mate. And they've sacked me, mate. What am I gonna do, mate? So I'm surprised people haven't said I look like Ange. But I'll take Mo Salah over Ange. But yeah, I'm surprised that they've sacked him. But it is what it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think Chelsea are again kind of doing their business early, and they're targeting the right positions. And they're targeting positions all over the pitch, which to me says they've done their homework regarding kind of where they need to strengthen. And obviously they've done their homework, to be fair, considering like how early they're doing their business as well. So yeah, there'll be a force next season. Kevin Prothero says 21 years next year. Look, is that for Arsenal? I presume. How do you think Arsenal will do next season? They've got Kepa in, which is a goalkeeper, who I presume is going to be backup. There's rumors about Zubamendi, but Zubamendi is doing that thing again, where he kind of leads you on for a year, and then at the last moment he's like, It's like, you know, when like you're talking to like a girl on like a dating app for a while and everything's going good, and then you arrange to meet up, and then she's like, that's what Zubamendi is. He's done it to Liverpool, and now I think he's doing it to Arsenal as well. People just need to like clubs just need to like be like, this Zubamendi guy, he's a time waster. But if it's not Zubamendi, I presume they'll get like a midfielder. The priority for Arsenal should be a striker. Should be a central striker. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Oh yeah, he did say that, didn't he? You made me feel even worse for him now, because he did say season 3 is always better than season 2, mate, and season 2 went pretty well, mate. Unfortunately, we'll never see season 3. Season 3 got cancelled by Spurs flicks. That's unfortunate. Well, I wish him the best. I quite like Ange. I don't know why. I just find him quite amusing. Humble Zubamendi. Yeah. Clubs just need to stop whoever it is, whether it's Liverpool, whether it's Arsenal, whether it's I don't know, whether Chelsea or anyone who comes in for him, needs to stop wasting their time with that guy. I guess I think he might go. I think he was flirting with Real Madrid, saying, "Oh, Xabi Alonso's there, and he's always been my idol." And he's like, "Okay, so perhaps you just want to stay in Spain or something." But yeah, I think English clubs need to forget about him, because he's gonna lead you on, and then he's gonna change his mind last second. Spurs women manager got sacked. Yeah, I saw that today. I'm not too familiar with kind of how their women's team is doing, but yeah, I did see that today. Dayan says, "You look like 8 from Man Like Mobeen." I got no idea who this is. I've never actually watched this show, but should we Google it? It's gonna be some bloke with a beard in it. I don't know what this is. Which one is 8? I presume this one's 8. I presume that one is 8. Based on the cap. I see it, to be fair. I was ready to be offended, but I can kind of see it. Fair enough. I've actually never watched that show, genuinely. By the way, the scoreboard says Finn 2 Liverpool, but it's Netherlands. Yeah. We were having this discussion. It did originally say Netherlands, and then we were having a discussion at the start that it's basically half the Liverpool team. So I changed it from Netherlands to Liverpool. But I did say if Netherlands lose, then I'll change it back to Netherlands. It was just me trying to be funny at the start, and it was kind of funny, but it seems to be causing more confusion. Yeah, it's basically how like I call this stream like Frimpong Watch or something. Ooh, Netherlands player's gone down. Dayan says, "What's your ethnicity?" Parents are from Pakistan. I was born here though. I was born in England. I'm English, but parents Bengali. Very nice, very nice. Good stuff. So Finland player is coming on. I got no idea who this player is, but someone's coming on. KB21 underscore 0608 says, I'm from Zambia. Very nice, very nice. Are you still in Zambia right now, or in England now, if that makes sense? I'm curious, like whereabouts is like Zambia on the map? Oh, it's like South. I was gonna say it's like South Africa, but it's like that sort of area. Nice. I've learned something today. KB says, no, I'm in the Charlton Academy, as in the Charlton Football Academy. Are you going to follow in Joe Gomez's footsteps and join Liverpool from the Charlton Football Academy? KB says yes. Okay. See you at Liverpool in a few years. We will be supporting you all the way. Riley says opinions on the famous Glasgow Rangers, mate. Yeah, good team. Had a decent manager not too long ago. I've heard a rumor that he may be going back there. But yeah. You had Ryan Kent not too long ago from Liverpool. I'm not sure he's there anymore. But I remember when Gerrard was the manager, you had Ryan Kent. And I think that was the year when you won the league as well, I think. KB says, I'll score a goal before he does. Yeah, you probably will, to be fair. Joe Gomez is like never scoring, unfortunately. No, he's in America now. What the hell's Ryan Kent doing in America? I mean, you'd think he'd be in Kent, haha. But who's he playing for then in America? Seattle Sounders. But his Wikipedia picture is still Rangers, so that should bring a level of comfort that he's like, that's what he's most famous for. You saying me, mate? You talking to me, mate? I think he was being subbed off. He was like, "Ugh." I did have to double check. That's not a middle finger. It's not a middle finger. But he looks quite uh, quite perturbed. Wim Malfay says, hello, I'm of Belgium. I'm a Club Brugge fan. Very nice. Parlez-vous français? Je parle un peu de français. I've been to Belgium once. Belgium's very nice. Nice country. The best Chinese food I've ever had was in Belgium, which is weird, but it was. My French is not good, thankfully. Mine doesn't get much better than that. I was regretting it after I said it that you were then gonna pull out some like proper complicated French and I was gonna have to put it into Google Translate. But my French is not great either. I was thinking, oh damn, why did I start speaking in French? I'm gonna get things back in French, but yeah, Finland haven't really threatened in this game. Wim says Club Brugge had won the cup and second in the league. Nice, that's a pretty good season. Do you feel like that's a good season? I think that's pretty good. Who ended up winning the league? SB says Mo Salah in the off season, like proper off season. Like Mo Salah put on a lot of weight in this off season. Like the off season where Salah got a bit too carried away. That off season. The off season where the next season Salah is running at half the speed he used to. Yeah. John Wick said, "Why would you support a spitting club? There's only one spitter that I know of, and I can't say I'm particularly fond of that individual." Yeah, Mo Salah without football or dedication of any sort. Union Saint Gilles, is it Gilly? It's Gillois won the league after 90 years. Good for them. Fucking 90 years, man. I was gonna say like I feel sorry for you that you finished second, but considering the other team hasn't won it for like 90 years, I'm like, you know what? Let them have this one. That's crazy, but good for them, I guess. Good for them. Finland is still trying, by the looks of it. I don't expect them to do anything. I think even Mo Salah in the off season could do better than these Finnish players. Finnish by name and finished by nature. Even then, guy couldn't pass it 5 yards. Yeah, Netherlands really need like some sort of elite striker to come through the ranks, man. They got Weghorst up front, and Weghorst ain't it. I'm afraid. With that said, he almost got an assist. So perhaps I need to stop jinxing things. AM says they got too many midfielders. Who's that? As in Finland? Finland or another team? Or do you mean Netherlands? Netherlands, yeah, thought so. Yeah, too many midfielders and too many right backs as well, I guess. I mean, they got Frimpong, they got Dumfries, they got another one who's super obvious. That was it, yeah. Timber. It's like in certain positions they're extremely strong, and in other positions they've got nothing. It's a bit weird. I guess that's kind of why Frimpong is playing as right winger. Yeah, that was it. Gertrude. That was it. Yeah, Gertrude. We were talking about it the other day, and I was like, who was the other one? That was it. Gertrude. Yeah, striker they definitely need. Yeah, if they had a striker, they'd be like, not that they're not dangerous now because they are, but they'd be very dangerous. Wim Malfey says Club Brugge got new player today of Germany's second division from Handover 96. Nice. What player? What position? Are you happy with the signing, or what are your thoughts on this particular signing? Ooh, Finland got a chance here. Saved. The Finland striker's name is Ant-Man. Yeah, I think Netherlands have won this, to be fair. Sorry, I think Liverpool have won this, to be fair. I think Frimpong's played quite well. I think Gakpo's played quite well. Gravenberch has been decent. Van Dijk's been good, but like he hasn't really been all that challenged, to be fair. So I think it's a decent outing for Liverpool. I need to stop saying Liverpool like that. It's probably getting annoying. Dot, aka full stop, says Liverpool. Here's Javi Simmons on the ball. Javi Simmons is one of those players. I mean, he's good. I'm not quite sure he's as good as his reputation precedes. I think people hear Xavi and they think of Barcelona Xavi. I love that username, by the way. Shit chats, good tats. How has Frimpong played? He's played well. He's played good. He's been playing as a right winger, so he's been playing in Salah's position basically, because Netherlands, they have multiple right backs. So Frimpong tends to play a bit ahead. But yeah, he's played good. He's looked dangerous. He looked lively. He's looked full of energy. He's put quite a few nice crosses in. He hasn't really tired. And I think what's perhaps most telling of all is like this game is pretty much done. This game is kind of pretty much wrapped up. But he's still kind of trying. Even right now, it's on 89 minutes. The game is wrapped up. Goalkeeper takes a goal kick. Frimpong is running for it. Like I appreciate like the effort that he puts in. It's our podcast. Oh, nice. Is it about like tattoos, that sort of thing? I looked on Twitter and seen good comments, and some people the usual negative stuff. Yeah. The thing is with Twitter, like people, they tend to kind of find a reason to complain about anything. It's like if the people on Twitter had your podcast, they'd call it shit chats, shit tats. They just complain about absolutely everything. They never kind of ever see. Never kind of ever see the positives in things. I'm not saying take it to such an extreme that we're deludedly positive about everything, but people on Twitter, they're complaining about the WIRTZ deal, they're complaining about this, they're complaining about that. It just gets old eventually. Do you see Frimpong and Bradley switching regularly, or one being a regular starter? I think that's a really good question. If I had to kind of bet on it now, I'd say Frimpong is perhaps going to be the starter. But I think it's highly dependent on kind of how preseason goes. I think Slot is going to play about in preseason. And as Finland had a chance there, but Frimpong ran back and kind of defended it. That's something Trent hasn't done for 2 years. I mean, if I was... But sorry, on your question, I think Frimpong will be the starter, but yeah, I think it's dependent on kind of how preseason goes, and kind of that sort of thing. User says, don't you feel silly not being from Liverpool yet supporting them? Not really. Don't you feel silly trying to have digs at random people to feel better about your pathetic little life? Like, does this give you some sort of pleasure? Like, is your life that sad? Is your life that small that you go on your phone and decide to have a go at a random person? Like, I feel sorry for you. And with respect to kind of Liverpool Premier League teams, last time I checked, Liverpool's manager's Dutch. Last time I checked, Liverpool owners are American. Last time I checked, there's one Skyser in the team who's on the bench. Last time I checked, the last manager was German. Last time I checked, the striker apparently looks like me, I've been told. The African guy. So no, I don't feel silly, and if anything, I feel a degree of pity for you that your life is that bad and your life is that empty and your life is that pathetic that you think sending things to kind of random people cheers you up. It's weird. Like, perhaps, you know. Oh, ball's just gone out. I almost feel bad for Bradley because he was probably one of the only people at Liverpool Football Club that was happy to see Trent go. I also imagine Frimpong will be the main starter. Yeah, I hear ya. I think kind of Bradley and Trent, like they had like a nice relationship kind of going, and I think kind of Bradley kind of looked up to him to like a certain degree, so it's a bit kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. Kind of Frimpong is there now, and I think I think Frimpong and Bradley, I think they'll form kind of a nice relationship. And let's see how things go. I think, unfortunately, we just have to kind of accept it now and kind of move on. Trent kind of knows how people feel about it. I think hopefully now the club can just kind of move on from this. Thoughts on Osman going to Saudi Arabia? Yeah. I mean, I can't say I really kind of saw it coming. I thought he might kind of end up in the kind of Premier League, perhaps with Chelsea, but it is what it is. It's his career. He's gonna get paid like a king's ransom. Perhaps that's what he prioritizes. And it's full time. Decent game overall. 2-0 win. Koeman looking happy. Well said on the last negative message, by the way. Liverpool is absolutely massive because we have fans worldwide. 100%. It's a massive club because we have kind of fans from all over the country, all over the world. It's quite kind of humbling. Like, I have like some people from like Thailand kind of like following me, and like their level is kind of, how do I say this? The way they appreciate the club is like to the extent that you'd never see. Like, they've got like Liverpool curtains, they've got like Liverpool cups, they've got like Liverpool like merchandise. They have to wake up at like kind of crazy hours to kind of watch the team. And without them, there'd be like no Liverpool, there'd be like no Premier League club. Because we need them to kind of fund the club, if you know what I mean. So I think just as we appreciate kind of all the foreign players, similarly, I at the very least, and I think most sane people at the very least, kind of appreciate all the foreign fans, appreciate all the foreign managers that we've had, appreciate all the foreign players that we have. Mourinho getting sacked by Fenerbahce. Oh god, why is Mourinho getting sacked, man? I quite like Jose. I don't know what it is about Jose, but he has a kind of certain endearing quality about him that I quite like. Chat. Good Tat says cheers for the feedback on Frimpong, mate. I couldn't find the stream anywhere. A good chatting to you. Subscribed. Very nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll chat soon. I'll check out the podcast as well. Sounds pretty good. But yeah, take care. Hope you have a nice evening.